What does spiritual manipulation look like? You've seen it. I know you have. Pastor got a whole congregation. Some members been faithfully going to church for 20 to 30 years, and yet the only person doing well is the bishop, the pastor and his Bentley. The building fund done busted, but Reverend just got a new crib. They keep passing around the tithes and offering plate. Mama can't buy her baby new school clothes or even pay her rent because Pastor got 10%. Yet somehow this math ain't mathing. Make it make sense. The blessings and abundance aren't coming in. And yet these people are still faithfully going to this church, hoping that one day through the pastor, they will be saved. Or you've seen it also, these new age spiritual leaders, the spiritual narcissists, the performative gurus. They are just chaos agents in disguise. They're obsessed with followers, flattery, and false enlightenment as a distraction from true liberation. It's a trap. And I got a message for them. Yo, they cannot hide because those that lack spiritual maturity are ruthless and they're soulless. So please tell them to get the fuck out of here. You lack integrity, you liar. I remember I was invited to a church one time. It was Friends and Family Day, and so I was told to sit in the front because me being a guest was a big deal. So I had got dressed, put my Sunday clothes on, brought both of my children. They were really young at the time. And here comes Bishop out in a cape and this dramatic to do. And then he offs his cape. And then the women come and grab the cape on the floor. You want to know what I did? I looked that nigga dead in the eye and I got my boys and I walked straight up out that church. This man's been a pastor for 20, 30 years. How is all of this possible? Let's explore this a little further. This is possible because some people study the truth for years and never get to the point of definitive periods of actual spiritual treatment. You can listen to the truth every day. You can read the truth every day. But when you bring it down to prayer, the principle of correspondence, as within, so without, as a universe, so the soul, that's the practical application of it. So you have to bring it down to prayer about your challenge. You are using it in treatment form, actually applying the principles in your life. False shepherds are looking for flocks in spiritual extortion. Your pastors and their fake spiritual leaders, they want you to listen and to rely on their interpretations and develop a codependency so that you can follow them. A true teacher, a true healer, a true therapist is going to have you graduate and stand on your own, in your own oneness of power. They empower you, not take from you, are not asked to take your power. True teachers liberate. The false teachers keep you in servitude to the cause. Oh, you down for the cause? The only cause is you. Thought is the only cause. You are the only cause and the effect of all that you will see in your world. A true teacher wants you to become self-actualized and fully developed on your own in your own right and in your own power. To actually be promoted to the next level. And they're not the ones to decide what that next level is. And they're not the ones to decide if you're ready or not. False teachers operate on ego, manipulation, and they try to convince you that you have to work to earn God's approval. Jesus died for your sins, yet we're all born into sin. You are not worthy, but through me, you might be. Come on now. Convincing seekers that heaven is a prize to be won rather than a birthright to be remembered. This is manipulation at its finest. And it makes no sense, but you have masses and masses of people following these ideals and ideologies. The kingdom of heaven, the gateway to heaven, is within you. Yet a deceiver builds a temple outside and charges a toll at the door that was never locked. They construct an illusion that you must cling to their teachings, their blessings, their anointing, or risk being left outside. Clinging itself is a sign of lack. It whispers to the universe that you do not truly possess, only fear of losing it. Where attention goes, energy flows. And the act of clinging, you charge the very thing that you desire with the energy of scarcity, not sovereignty. When you cling, you are in a state of contraction, not expansion. You are literally signaling to the cosmos and your own subconscious that you operate from a place of doubt, not trust. True possession is not desperation, but an effortless knowing, a silent certainty that requires no validation or no recognition at all whatsoever. You ain't worried about what other people think or say because you know within yourself what truth is, because you are living and embodying it. Your peace and comfort in knowing that it's yours lies within. The master does not grasp, the master knows. The novice clings, the novice fears. To hold without holding is the highest form of possession. I'm going to say that again. To hold without holding is the highest form of possession. It's not an indifference to it or such a detachment to the way that you're indifferent to the outcome. It's knowing that the outcome is already done, that it's already yours. This is true. This is the true art of correspondence. This is the true art of prayer. Because heaven is not a location, but a realization to remember. You do not have to earn what has always been yours. You do not have to beg for what is freely given. You do not cling to what can never be lost. So if you find yourself clinging to a person or an outcome, a material thing, I invite you to ask yourself, do I truly believe that this is mine? Or am I clinging to the energy of lack? Release your grip. What is truly yours is never, ever, ever in danger of leaving you. The moment that you release your need to get it is a moment that you realize that you was never outside. You was inside the whole time. And this reminds me of one of our biblical parables in the story of Jacob, who married Rachel. And he had to work for Laban for 7 years. And Laban sounds a lot like labor, right? And Laban was Rachel's dad. Laban stands for deception and manipulation, particularly concerning labor and wages, which is directly tied to your abundance. This is the part of the mind that creates illusions and distorts reality or engages in self-deception, where its biases are limiting belief and egoic manipulation resides. And remember, the Bible is a manual of your mind. And so the thing about it when it comes to people like Laban that manipulate material wealth and put you in enslavement and bondage because of having you into this idea of labor, is that these narcissists and manipulators, while they may be mentally smart, but they're spiritually ignorant. Ignorant. They ignorant. Okay. The mental you that is not spiritually developed, that's the ignorance. It may be superior in the physical, but it is not above trickery. And we learn this in the story of Jacob, because Jacob, he was playing some manipulation in this too. But then Jacob had a dream. He has a dream where he dreamed of Jacob's ladder, where he saw a ladder stretching from heaven with angels ascending and descending. And he names this place Bethel. And Bethel in Hebrew literally stands for the house of God, or the dwelling place of God. And the ladder in this dream symbolizes the bridge between heaven and earth. And so many people live trapped in this world, this Caesar, where they never get out of the 3D. And this dream was letting Jacob know that he has a direct bridge between the 3D and heaven, that he had access to both. Some people never get out of the 3D and the world of Caesar because they never realize the effects are the result of their own mental causes. They only focus on the effects. They only focus on the material world. But physical strength is not divine power. God, or whatever you call the higher power, who I call the universal creator, most high consciousness, does not require you to already be qualified. God doesn't care about how many social media follows you have, what your title and your accolades are. God qualifies those who are called. And the material-minded man, or biblically referencing the cardinal-minded man, does not even know what those qualifiers are. You don't know what God's determining factors are. To be chosen is to really be called outside of your ego, outside of your 3D, and actually be authentically righteous and having righteous judgment. Righteous is right use of the laws, to use them correctly and affirm your being and use of your God-given power. In 2 Timothy 1:17, it says that we were already given power of love and a sound mind. Our ability to receive the truth is tied to our self-worth. A double-minded person may desire love. Everybody desires love, but a double-minded person deep down inside, they're not really feeling worthy of it. They don't know how to receive it and embrace it. So they end up self-sabotaging, or their self-concept is not in harmony with their desires. They're operating in old wineskins, or like an outfit that you may have from 10 years ago, knowing that it don't fit because your body done changed a little bit, but you're still trying to put the old outfit on. Unworthiness is like a hole in your bucket. If someone harbors deep-seated beliefs of unworthiness, they subconsciously self-sabotage opportunities or resist the very thing that they desire. It's like pouring water into that bucket with a hole in it at the bottom, and the flow is just constantly being wasted. It's never going to fill. They're just going to constantly be pouring, and it's going to constantly be coming out the bottom. This is what it means if you feel unworthy. If you feel unworthy, God, or your subconscious mind, will block your blessings. Not because your blessings are withheld. No, your blessings are never withheld. But because your mental vessel cannot contain them. You have a hole in your bucket. There's a hole in your bucket, dear Eliza. There's a hole in your bucket. When you feel unworthy, it aligns you with things that are unworthy. When you feel worthy, it aligns you with the open channel of the flow of abundance. You have the container and the capacity to hold it. And the deception of religious teachers is that you're not worthy. that you were born into sin. Save a wretched mess like me. We need to stop speaking spells and curses over our life, because the power of life and death is in the tongue. So what are we even allowing ourselves to hear and listen to? Whether it be a message or a belief that you have, or even a song. This brings me to another spiritual truth within the scripture of Matthew 9:29. According to your faith, be it unto you. And your faith is your feeling. So, translation, your belief determines your capacity to receive. How you feel about yourself, what you say to yourself, within yourself, about yourself, determines your reality. This is the principle of correspondence. You cannot receive beyond your own self-concept. Do you believe that you're worthy of the life that you want? Do you truly, truly believe that? Do you believe that you're worthy of the love that you want? Do you believe that you're worthy of the goal, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve? The role of surrendering to the Most High and divine timing is truly allowing. Because you're not a beggar. We don't beg around here. You're a whole portal. You become a frequency match when you tune into and then allow the unseen forces to assemble your reality. Because your job, your part, is to only tune into and correspond with the God in you. Beggars operate from scarcity. They operate from the idea and the self-concept of, I need to get this, I need to achieve this, I need to earn this, and then I can feel worthy. But a portal operates from sovereignty. I am a channel from which abundance flows freely through. A beggar asks for water, while a portal becomes the whole well. You can affirm love and abundance all you want if you're using affirmations. But deep down, if you feel unworthy, if you feel broke, if your reality is going to mirror that, it's going to reflect that. This is why your eye must be singled and your whole body will be filled with light. Your mind must be single, not double-minded, but in one and in harmony with that of what you want, and feeling that it's already yours, that it belongs to you, and operating from that space of being. It really takes a new you to be present, and the old you has to dissolve. This is the whole concept of new wineskins, because a shedding has to occur of the old you. In Matthew 9:17, to be transformed by the renewing of your mind, or inner transformation has to occur before one can truly and fully receive divine blessings. As within, so without. The principle is everywhere. When you transformed and you are renewed within your mind from within, it is transformed without abundance and higher states of consciousness. Those old thoughts, those old concepts, those old beliefs, those old patterns of behavior, they all have to die. You literally have to fix them to the cross of polarity. Many people have the problem of not even knowing how to receive. They don't even know how to properly receive because they're not used to allowing themselves to receive. Receivership is accepting and knowing that you are worthy and deserving of what it is that you want. And if you say you want it, but deep down you don't feel worthy, you let doubt creep in and steal what you want every single time. Or, I don't need help. I don't like saying that you don't want to receive. But I got news for you. Receiving is a part of abundance. Giving and receiving is the flow. The channel goes two ways, ascending and descending. Not doing either can cause a blockage, a pile up. And these are the conditions in which Abundance has to flow, just the same way if we're going to use the soil and the plant analogy. These are the conditions in which the soil, in which your manifestations will grow when you're cultivating them properly. God answers in the physical reality what you conceive and accept within the faculties of your own inner mind. Because spirit has no shape or form of itself, just as your thoughts have no shape or form. What you think will become into form according to the shape of your mind. Just as water takes on the shape of its natural banks, water seeks its own level. And that 70% of water that you are made of, is responding to your thoughts, permeating the energy and motion, creating and coming into form. Remember in Genesis, God's face moved upon the waters? We are made in such a way that God can move directly upon your subconscious feeling nature and then come into your conscious mind and body. So know that when God shows up in your life, God will appear as pure energy. Moses experienced God as the burning bush, the energy through the element of fire. And most of the time, energy is really not something that you can see, it is felt. Because as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. How can you think in your heart? Because it's a feeling. Your job is to feel and to become one within your entire being and body. I and my Father are one. I and my thoughts and my feelings are one. Just like when you tap a tuning fork, it permeates. The tap itself is temporary, but the feeling and the sound resonates throughout. When we begin to really achieve and maintain the vibrational state that you desire, you're really prepared to withstand the day. So when the enemy comes in like a flood, you can withstand it. And what is the enemy? The enemy is the invoked flood of low emotions. Because you must understand that every obstacle that you encounter is not an obstacle, but a gateway, a passage through in which you must travel to reach a fuller expression of yourself. It's the eye of the needle. You can't take nothing with you, nobody with you, nothing on your back. The path is hella narrow. It is one of isolation. It is a time to go within. There are no obstacles, only opportunities, and your consciousness is constantly seeking to expand and grow. Your trials will turn into triumph if you face them, if you have the courage to do so. You must hold the belief in the face of appearances and know and utilize the laws. They will never fail you. We only fail to uphold them. Because the divine, the creator, never stops aligning you with your highest potential. Trust and surrender is true manifestation. An affirmation that I like to say is, I am aligned with my assignment. I am in alignment with my assignment. I am aligned. I am a vibrational match to my desires, not my doubts. To be a vibrational match, one must know the law of vibration. That sound frequency rewires your molecules and cells and literally healing us at a cellular level. So that when you enter into the feeling, as Neville Goddard says, living from the end, or Abraham Hicks says, when you're on that high flying disc, whatever you call it, you got to know how to get into that space and learn how to stay there. Because when you do, you are literally entering into the kingdom of heaven. Maintain the frequency, maintain the vibration, and maintain, the word maintain, the etymology behind that is to keep, to preserve. Manu is by hand. Tini is to hold. So literally hold it in your hand. And people, they get so discouraged. Like, we really do. And like, because they don't understand the rest of the principles. We don't understand what Sabbath is in the law of gender. It's not a day of the week. Everything in creation has a gestation period. Everything takes time to grow. And many people get frustrated in that waiting process, and they end up losing heart because the Sabbath requires sabali. Sabali means patience. They get discouraged because they're so stuck in the physical. They have more belief in the effects, and they're not focusing on the mental causes of their mind. So they end up focusing on what they see in the physical. But this is using the laws ass backwards. So they end up stunting their own growth, and instead of becoming spiritually developed, they're still stuck in that state. The material mind really needs to understand that the process is just important as the promise is. I'm going to say that again. The process is just as important as the promise. Because you are not a drop in the ocean. You are the ocean in a drop. The universe, God, source, doesn't give you from itself. It gives you through itself. All things come through you, not to you. The feeling must manifest first because energy flows through you. Stop waiting for the thing before you have the feeling of having it. If you feel love and abundance and freedom, the universe has no choice but to express love, abundance, and freedom through you. It reminds me of that song, So Close You Can Almost Taste It. Release your inhibitions. No one else can feel it for you. Only you can let it in. And what are your inhibitions? Your inhibitions are your habits that hold you back. Remember, you are the portal. The portal is your subconscious mind. The bridge between the seen and unseen. This is the quantum field. This is Jacob's ladder. The gatekeeper isn't your spiritual leader or your pastor. It's your conscious mind, your choosing thoughts. And your subconscious mind, the portal, is transmuting those thoughts into form when feeling is impressed upon it. And most spiritual leaders, they have these fear-based teachings, and they talk about this fake devil more than they do God. So they hijack your conscious mind and prefrontal cortex into buying into fear and feeling like you got to fight and work for your freedom and for heaven. Imagine a world where you're free to express how you are, how you truly are. Nothing is holding you back. Nothing is binding you to hard work and labor like Laban. You're not restricted or confined to the rules in the world of Caesar. There's no judgments, no ridicule. That world is dead. It is all an illusion. What would your heaven on earth look like for you? How would that feel? Bring that feeling near to you, so close that you can almost taste it. Like the song says, touch it, smell it, hear it. Hear the congratulations, the music, the sound, the celebration. Use the power of your imagination. Imagine and truly believe in yourself. Imagine where you want to be, what it looks like, and it will happen. This is universal law. Escaping hell is the journey of integrating and striving to connect with Bethel within while navigating Laban. It's about bringing the sacred into every day and discerning the truth from all the illusions. Because not all that appears to be Lavan, white, is pure. All that glitters is not gold. So I'm going to give you 4 steps on how to escape hell. Step 1, plant the seed in secret. Tell no one. Clearly define what you desire. Make sure you write it down and practice visualizing it every day. Step 2, water it. This means that when you think about it, think that it's already done, that it's already on its way, and it's already being brought to you. The universe is orchestrating perfectly. Live in the end. Know that the universe is conspiring to get what it is that you want. Step 3, rest in certainty. Enter into Sabbath. Most people interrupt this process by digging up the seed with doubt or over effort, checking for the results. But chill. I trust, I relax is a great affirmation to use. I trust, I relax. Step 4, allow the harvest, which is divine timing. Accept the new idea into your subconscious while you're waiting, because doubt is the only enemy, doubt is the only demon that you will ever face. It completely disrupts the gestation process. And this is how you escape spiritual manipulation and enter into your own kingdom of heaven. Thank you so much for exploring the principles with me. Always remember, the universe resides within you. As within, so without, your world will be. These are the 7 keys to unlock the light, and Satrah Anuket is here to make it bright. You are the light. Just be it. Shine. Until next time, y'all. Peace. Be well.